G10 students, welcome back to the Techfuturist team. Many students think that preparing for university starts in G11 or G12, but the truth is that some of the most important skills can be learned much earlier. And summer vacation is one of the best times to start. Today, we are going to talk about four exciting fields that can help you build valuable skills for future. Arduino and robotics, programming, improving your English, competitions, LinkedIn, and CV. Let's begin with Arduino and robotics. Imagine that you could build a robot that follows a line automatically, or create a smart home system that turns light on and off, or even design a robot that helps farmers monitor their crops. All of these projects can start with one small device, Arduino. So, what is Arduino? Arduino is an open source microcontroller platform that allows you to build electronic and robotic projects. Think of it as a brain of your projects. It can receive information from sensor, process it, and then control motors, lights, displays, and many other components. One reason Arduino is so popular is that it's suitable for both beginners and advanced learners. A typical Arduino project usually contains an Arduino port, sensors, motors, servos, and power source, and software used to write the code, which is Arduino IDE. Now, let's talk about robotics. Robotics everywhere around us. In agriculture, robots help monitor crops. In healthcare, robots assist doctors and patients. In factories, robots automate production lines. And in self-driving vehicles, robotics help cars understand and react to their environment. One of the most common beginner projects is a line follower robot. This robot uses infrared sensors to detect a black line on the ground. When it detects a line, it automatically adjusts the motors and keeps moving in the correct direction. This simple project teaches important concepts such as sensors, automations, feedback systems, problem solving. There are some tips for learning Arduino and robotics. Many students make the mistake of starting with components before having an idea. Try doing the opposite. Start with the project idea first, then ask yourself what component do I need to build it. After that, research each component individually. Look for tutorials, read project examples, explore GitHub projects, watch YouTube demonstrations, and if possible, buy a simple Arduino kit and start experimenting with the small projects. You don't need to build a complex robot immediately. Start small, build, test, fail, improve, and repeat. One channel that can help you learn the fundamentals is a freecodecamp.org. You will find the link in the description along with all other learning resources mentioned in the video. Now, let's move to another essential skill, programming. So, what is programming? Programming is simply the process of giving instructions to a computer. Those instructions tell the computer what to do and how to do it. Programming is used almost everywhere. Websites, artificial intelligence, mobile applications, robotics, and data analysis, and such more. For beginners, two of the most common technologies are Python and HTML. Let's start with Python. Python is one of the most popular programming languages in the world. Why? Because it's easy to learn, its syntax is simple and readable, and it has a huge community that can help you whenever you get stuck. Python is used in artificial intelligence, data analysis, robotics, automation, and web development. A simple Python program can be as easy as creating a variable called name and printing a greeting message. And you can see an example on a screen. Now let's talk about HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is a standard language used to create web pages. When you open a website, HTML is responsible for the structure of the page, headings, paragraphs, images, buttons, and many other elements. Which one should I learn first? The answer is simple. They serve different purposes. Python is programming language. It focuses on logic, automation, and applications. HTML is markup language. It focuses on the structure of the web pages. If you are interested in AI, automations, robotics, or software development, start with Python. If you are interested in websites, learning HTML is a great first step. And the good news, learning one of them makes another easier. Okay guys, this is my favorite part. It is English. If I'm already studying in English, do I still need an English proficiency test? The answer is maybe not. Many universities understand that students coming from schools where the language of instruction is English are already studying, reading, writing, and taking exams in English every day. Because of that, some universities may waive the English proficiency requirements. If you are studying in a STEM or international school or any school your classes are taught in English, you may not be required to submit an English proficiency test score. However, there is something important to remember. Even if the university doesn't require it, having a strong English proficiency score can instead strengthen your application. And if you are planning to apply universities in different countries, having an English proficiency test score can save you dealing from different requirements later.
A1 and A2, these are beginner's level. At this stage, you can understand simple sentences and common expressions. You can communicate in basic everyday situations. P1 and P2, this is intermediate and upper intermediate stage. And this is where things become very interesting. Many academic opportunities start becoming accessible at this level. You can understand most educational content. You can also participate in discussions. And you can communicate effectively in many situations. For many students, reaching B2 is an important milestone. C1 and C2, these are an advanced levels. At this stage, you can understand complex texts, express yourself fluently, and communicate with high degree of confidence. Many students at this level can comfortably study in English-speaking environments. The question now: how to improve your English? Find out your current English level. Many students start studying without knowing where they are actually stand. As a result, they waste time studying materials that is either too easy or too difficult. That's why taking a placement test is important. Some of the best free placement tests are offered by Cambridge and Oxford. These tests measure your English level using CEFR framework, stands for Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. It is one of the most widely used systems for measuring language proficiency. The result usually appears as one of the 6 levels. Let's quickly understand what the levels mean.
Competitions. So far, we have talked about Arduino and robotics, programming, English proficiency exams, but there is another important piece, and for many students, competitions can become one of the strongest part of their application. However, before you rush to apply for every competition you find, there is something important you need to understand. Don't join a competition just because everyone else does. Let me ask you a question. Why do you want to participate in a competition? It is because you are interested in the topic, or it's simply because everyone around you is applying. Many students make the mistake of joining competitions without having a clear goal. They spend months preparing, they invest a lot of time and effort. Why choosing the right competition matters? Imagine two students. The first student wanted to study computer science during high school. He participated in programming competitions, robotics competitions, AI challenges, and software development projects. The second student also wanted to study computer science, but he spends most of their time participating in competitions are related to their interests or future goals. Which student's application tells a stronger story? Usually the first one, because university doesn't just look at achievements, they look also for consistency. They wanted to see a clear connection between your interests, activities, and future goals. That doesn't mean you can only participate in competitions related to your intended major. Exploring different fields is completely normal. But when you are investing significant time and an effort into a competition, it's important to think carefully about whether it aligns your interests and long-term plans. Another important point is that competitions require commitment. Many high-level competitions involve research, project development, teamwork, presentations, long preparation periods, and all of that take time. So you need to balance your extracurricular activities and your academics. Remember, your GPA is still extremely important. A strong competition profile cannot fully compensate for weak academic performance. For students aiming for a competitive university, maintaining a strong grades should always remain a priority. The goal is balance strong academics, strong extracurricular activities, and meaningful achievements. How should you approach competitions? Instead of randomly joining competitions, try this approach. First, make a list of fields that interest you.
Maybe it is computer science, artificial intelligence, engineering, physics, mathematics, biology, astronomy, neuroscience, or something completely different. Second, research a major competition related to those fields. Third, learn what each competition requires, what skills are needed, what projects are usually successful, what does the selection process look like, and finally, create a preparation plan before the competition opens. Students who prepare early usually have significant advantage. Let's look at some well-known competitions and the programs the students often consider. Remember, this is not a list for competition you must join, it is a starting point for your research. First, scientific research and projects. Firstly, International Science and Engineering Fair (ISEF), Egypt International Science and Technology Fair (ESTEF), Tech Innovation Challenge. For physics, International Physics Research Competition and Physics Poll. For mathematics, Purple Comet, TOEFL, Math Poll. For computer science and programming, Egyptian Collegiate Programming Contest (ACPC), Egyptian Olympiad Informatics. For artificial intelligence and IoT, Arab AI and IoT Challenge. For robotics and embedded systems, RoboCup, ITC, IEEE student competitions. For astronomy and space, International Astronomy and Astrophysics Competition, NASA Space App Challenge, and this can be considered as a computer science competition. For neuroscience, International Youth Neuroscience Association Program, and PRNP. What is LinkedIn? LinkedIn is the largest professional networking platform. Think of it as a social media platform for education, careers, and professional growth. But unlike other social media platforms, LinkedIn focuses on your academic achievements, experiences, projects, skills, and professional interests. Students, university professors, researchers, recruiters, company managers, and professionals from almost everywhere use LinkedIn. So even if you are still in high school, creating a LinkedIn profile can help you start building your professional presence early. Why should students use LinkedIn? Many students think LinkedIn is only for people looking for jobs. That's not true. As a student, LinkedIn can help you connect with professionals in your field of interest, discover internships and opportunities, learn from industry experts, showcase your achievements and projects, build a professional network before entering university, and perhaps most importantly, it allows opportunities to find you. Your LinkedIn profile should look professional and organized. Let's break down the most important sections. Your profile picture is often the first thing people notice. Think of it as your digital handshake. Use clear, high quality photo. Choose a simple background and make sure your face is clearly visible. You don't need a professional photo shoot, you just need a professional looking picture. Profile cover. The cover photo is a large banner behind your profile picture. Think of it as your personal billboard. It can quickly communicate your interests, goals, or field of study. For example, if you are interested in technology, robotics, programming, or engineering, your cover photo can reflect that. The headline is a short sentence that appears directly below your name. Many students simply write a student and leave it there, but you can do much better. Your headline should quickly explain who you are and what interests you. For example, G11 student interested in artificial intelligence and robotics, or aspiring software engineer, STEM student, technology enthusiast. The goal is to help people understand your interest immediately. About section. The about section is where you tell your story, who you are, what your interests, what are your goals, what skills you are developing. This section helps people understand your journey and ambitions. Experience. Now might be thinking, I'm a student, I don't have work experience. That's completely normal. Experience doesn't only mean jobs. You can include internship, volunteer work, student leadership positions, team projects, community activities. All of these demonstrate valuable skills. Education. This section includes your academic background, your school, academic achievements, relevant activities, and educational milestones. License and certifications. Have you completed an online course, earned a certificate, participated in a professional training program? This is where you showcase these achievements. Certificates help demonstrate that you are actively learning and developing new skills. Projects. For many students, this is one of the most important sections. Projects show what you can do actually. A robotics project, a programming project, a website, a research project, an AI application. These projects help transform your profile from a list of achievements into a proof of your abilities. You should add some skills For example, Python, Arduino, public speaking, problem solving, teamwork, graphic design, and many others. If you speak multiple languages, don't forget to include them. Languages skill can become a significant advantage when you're applying for universities, scholarship, internships, and international opportunities. How can you grow on LinkedIn? Creating the profile is only the beginning. The next step is becoming active. Firstly, making connections. Try to connect with people who share your interests. Students, university professors, professionals, researchers, and industry experts. The larger your professional network becomes, the more opportunities you will discover. Engage with others. When someone shares an achievement, congratulate them. When someone publishes useful information, interact with it. Ask questions, share insights, join conversations. Networking is not only about adding people, it is about building relationships. Optimize your profile. Before trying to grow your network, make sure your profile clearly communicates who you are and what your value bring. A strong profile creates a strong first impression. Post consistently. It doesn't have to be complicated. You can share projects you worked in, competitions you joined, courses you completed, lessons you learned. Consistent activity helps people discover your profile. Now, let's talk about another essential tool, your CV. Many students hear the term CV all the time, but what exactly it is? CV stands for Curriculum Vitae. The phrase comes from a Latin and means course of life. A CV is a document that summarizes your educational background, experiences, achievements, skills, and qualifications. Think of it as your professional introduction. When you apply for an internship, scholarship, competition, university program, or job opportunity, your CV is often one of the first things people see. What should a student's CV include? Let's look at the most important sections. Contact information include your full name, email address, phone number, professional website, or LinkedIn profile if available. Make sure everything is accurate and professional. Profile summary. This is a short introduction about yourself, usually 3 to 5 lines. Think of it as your elevator pitch. Who are you? What are your strengths? What are your goals? This section helps create a strong first impression. Education includes your school information, educational background, and important academic achievements. Experiences, again, experience doesn't only mean jobs. You can include internship, volunteer activities, leadership roles, students' organizations. Every meaningful experience helps to tell your story. Skills highlight both technical and soft skills. Example, programming, research, communication, leadership, teamwork, graphic design, and many others. Languages, list all languages can you speak, write, read, and understand. Projects. Projects are often one of the strongest parts of a student's CV. They demonstrate initiative, creativity, and practical skills. Courses and certifications include relevant online courses, training programs, and certifications. These show your commitment and continuous learning. The question for this part, why should your CV be ATS friendly? ATS stands for Applicant Tracking System. Many companies and organizations use ATS software to review applications before a human recruiter ever sees them. The software scans your CV and looks for important information. If your CV uses a complicated design, unusual formatting, or graphics that software cannot read properly, important information might be missed. That's why ATS-friendly CVs are recommended. They are clean, simple, organized, and easy for both software and recruiters to read. In fact, many recruiters use ATS system to filter a large number of applications, so creating an ATS-friendly CVs increases the chances that your qualifications are properly recognized. Finally, the goal this summer is not become an expert. The goal is to start. Choose one area. Arduino, robotics, Python, HTML. Spend a little time learning every week. Build small projects, stay curious, and keep improving. All the resources mentioned in this video can be found in the description below, and goodbye.